everybody, Nerdy Painter here, and today we are sitting down to do our weekly whip and chat. Today is Friday. This video will go up tomorrow on Saturday, and so I think we're going to start hanging out every week together. I may change the day up a little bit, but right now I'm going to film these on Friday and they will go up on Saturday. So hopefully you guys can hang out with me for about an hour or so. If you are new here, welcome in. I do all things diamond painting and a little bit of cross stitching on this channel. So please consider subscribing and coming and hanging out with me. I try to do about 3 to 4 videos a week. So there's plenty of content for you to check out. And if you are a returning friend, welcome. Let's sit down and let's chat. Let's take a deep breath. This week was a much better week, guys. I'm happy to report to you I am doing a lot better. I guess let's show you my tools real quick before we get started. Same Bayou Bliss. I say Bayou, and I've noticed everyone else says Bijou or Bijou Bliss. So let me know down in the comments if I'm totally butchering that. But regardless, this is my favorite tray from Bayou or Bijou Bliss. I think I just call it Bayou because I think she's in Colorado, I'm in Colorado, and there's a street in Colorado that is Bayou Street, and so I think I just always have called it that. But maybe I should just tag her and be like, hey, how do you pronounce your name? But I do love these. These are my favorite trays. So using my same pen from Miss Creations by Danny. I love this pen, so you'll see this every time. Still using my NYX Notions. This time I have Strawberry Champagne. So NYX Notions putty. My little thing broke because my children keep dropping it. They like constantly try to steal my putty like it's like Play-Doh. And it's like, you're killing me. Like, that's too expensive to be doing that. And then my Pure Bliss Wax Co. Wax. Still really enjoying this. And so that is my tools. And then I have my Elizabeth Ward big tray. And then I have my knockoff Temu little tray. So that's where we're at. We are still working on Ghost Cafe. I'm working on her cute little face today. I think this is like the halfway point, or maybe just past the halfway point. So I probably will be finishing this one. I don't know if it'll be in next week, so we'll have to see. I did get quite a bit done this past week. I was able to kind of finish this upper area. And so, yeah, so we will get started. Let me grab a color and we will get started. How was your guys' week? My week, like I said, was much better. I'm happy to report. After the last couple weeks, just hard weeks, I'm very happy that we had a very slow, happy week over here. I really needed that. And I do want to say thank you. Thank you so much. Your guys' comments and just your support really meant a lot to me this last week. This last week was really, well, not this last week, the week before my last whip and chat. You know, I was really, really struggling, and I really appreciate truly your guys' comments and your messages and just letting me know I was not alone. You know what I mean? It was just a really tough week, and I just really needed the support. And so thank you from the bottom of my heart. Truly. Thank you so much. I am doing better. If you're new and you're like, what in the world is she talking about? My horse Max passed away last week, and I had mentioned it in the whip and chat, and I was just really sad. I was really, really struggling. I thought I had prepared myself because I knew he was older and, you know, my time with him was coming to an end. I knew that. And I just thought I had prepared myself better, which really, like, obviously you can't really prepare yourself for that, right? And so I was devastated, which I knew I would be, but it would just hit me a lot harder than I guess I thought that it was going to. I just thought I had prepared myself. And I hadn't, and that's okay. I'm just allowing myself, I'm still sad, I'm still devastated. I will be for a long time. He was such an amazing member of our family. He was with me for such a long time. He was born in 2000. And so he was 25. He turned 25 in June, actually. And he was a Mustang. He was gathered when he was 3. So he lived on the range. I believe he came from Wyoming. He was a part of the Wyoming herd. And he was gathered when he was 3 years old. And then he was taken to a facility. They gelled them, and then they adopt them out. And I didn't purchase him. I can't remember how old he was, but I didn't purchase him right away. He came to me a few years later, and he definitely had some trauma and some baggage that he came with, but he was such an incredible, amazing, amazing horse. He was with me for a long time. I think I had my last 3 babies. He was with me. And just like so many life changes and moves and babies, and he was with me through all of that. So he was just a great friend, a amazing horse. He was quirky, he was fun, and he was just a member of our family. So thank you guys so much just for understanding and allowing me to feel what I feel and talk to you guys about it, because it really did help. It really helped me not to feel alone, and it just really helped to, talk about him and just tell you guys where I was at. And I am in a much better place. I love talking about him. He makes me happy. He made me happy. And so it's just nice to be able to tell you guys about that. So I am doing better. I am, of course, still sad, but I will be okay, and we're going to be okay. And I'm just happy that he did have a great life while he was with me, and I know that. And I'm glad that we were able to spend, the last years of his life together. Why did I put that color back? What color was I even doing? I think I was doing this one. So thank you guys so much just for allowing me to share my pain with you, and just, I know that was like a super sad whip and chat, and but it's just where I was at. But I am much happier this week. And I'm able to talk about him and the joy that he brought to me, and I'm okay. I'm okay. So it was just hard for a couple of days there. It was just really hard. But we are happy now, and I'm just happy that I did get the years that I got with him, because he was just such a great friend, and he was a great, great horse. My kids, my daughter, especially my oldest daughter, she kind of had a love-hate relationship with him, because she was the one who would always ride him while I was pregnant and things like that to keep him in shape. And so he would kind of see her coming to the field, and he'd run, and like he wouldn't let her catch him. And so she'd get so mad, because she'd be like, "Mom, he's just running from me. He won't let me catch him." And they'd go, they were like siblings, he would like give her a hard time. And then I'd walk out there, and he'd just walk up to me and come and love on me, and she'd get so mad, because she'd be like, "I'm the one that rides him, and I'm the one taking care of him, and he's running from me." And it's like, yeah, that's because I just bring my fat butt out there, and he's like, "Oh, she's just gonna bring me a treat and love on me," and he would see my daughter and be like, "Nope, I'm not working today." And so he would just like run from her. But they had such a good relationship too, and she worked with him quite a bit, because like I said, he was with me through my last 3 pregnancies and 3 births. And obviously, when you're pregnant, you can't, you could, I guess, but I didn't ride when I was pregnant. And it's not easy to ride right after you have a baby either. You kind of have to, heal and just come back into it. So she rode him she rode him a lot more than I did. He was kind of just my pasture friend for the last few years. But he was a funny, quirky guy. He definitely liked to rough it. He didn't like fly mats. He didn't like going in the barn. He didn't like, winter blankets. He just wanted to be out on the range and be free. And he is now, so I'm just happy that I was able to be with him for the years that I had him, and he will always just be, you know, a special member of our family, and he will always just be in my heart, and he will be, you know, I'm just happy that I did get the years I had. And it was just sad because that's also the end of my horse ownership. I will never own another horse. I kind of knew that before he was gone, that I'm just at the age that I'm at now and the place we are in our life. I'm just not wanting any more animals. And so he is the last of, you know, he's the last horse I will ever own. We do still have 2 horses on our property there, but they are my daughter's. And so, you know, when she decides to move and she's able to, she'll be taking them with her. So I do still have little horse friends, but they're not like my horse, you know. He was just my horse. And kind of crazy, actually. Well, so I was able to save his tail and some of his forelocks, so like his front hair. I was able to save that. And so if you guys know of any places that do like keepsake memories and things like that, leave them down below. I haven't looked yet. I'm not ready to start looking for that type of thing yet. But if you know of someone like that maybe does keepsake jewelry or, you know, some sort of keepsake type of thing, if you could leave it, I will go check it out. I'm just not ready to search yet. But I was able to save his hair. And I do want to do some sort of, you know, like keepsake jewelry or keepsake something with that. It was actually really kind of creepy. The day after he passed away, so there's a painting called Blue Rose. I'll try to put it in a picture of it. It's called Blue Rose by Diamond Art Club. And I had that in my cart and out of my cart and on my wish list and out of my wish list since it came out, because I thought it looked like Max. It's a unicorn, and I always called him my unicorn because a unicorn in the horse world is basically just a really special horse. It's a horse that is like a 1 in a million. You know, maybe it's good with kids, or, you know, maybe it has a special skill that isn't easy to find. And so I always called him my unicorn. He was my unicorn. He was my 1 in a million horse. His name was Max. His real name was Maximilian because he was 1 in a million to me. And so this unicorn horse, you know, it was just fitting that it was a black horse and it was a unicorn. So I always kind of had it because I wanted to purchase it, but there was so much black in the painting and I really don't like diamond painting black. So I just hadn't purchased it yet. And so I didn't have it in my cart. I had actually just made a purchase, so my cart was empty. And the day after he passed away, I got an email from Diamond Art Club that said, don't leave, you know how they like send you like, don't leave this in your cart or take a second look or something like that. And it was that painting. And it creeped me out so much because I was like, why are they emailing me this painting? Like, that is so creepy. Because I did not have it in my cart. Like, I don't know why they emailed that to me. You know what I mean? Like, it was really creepy. And so then earlier this week, I did order that painting. I'm not going to be able to work on it anytime soon, but I do feel I do want to have it, so that when the time comes and when I'm ready to work on it, I just want it to be here. And it just brings me comfort knowing that it's in my stash. I mean, that might sound silly, but it just brings me comfort knowing that it's here. So I did order that earlier this week, so that will get here. I'm not sure if I will do an unboxing or not. We'll just have to see where my frame of mind is when it comes, and where I'm at. But so I did purchase that, and I'm going to do that in memory of him at some point. It just looks a lot like him, and with it being a unicorn, and I always called him my unicorn, I think it's just a perfect piece to turn into kind of a tribute to him and eventually frame it, and I'll have it in my house. So I purchased that. And like I said, I'm doing a lot better. Like I said, I can talk about him now, and I'm at peace. I'm at peace with everything and the way that it happened, and I'm at peace, and that's okay. You know, it's okay. I'm still sad, of course. But I'm at peace with how everything went, and just knowing that it was the right thing. It was time, and it sucks and it's hard, but it's going to be okay. And so I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for allowing, just holding space, you know, for me to say how I felt, and just be honest and open with you guys. I just really appreciate it. So thank you. And my voice is not cracking because I'm about to cry. I'm just like, it's earlier morning. Sorry, I'll take a drink. And my voice is just shaky. I think like the cold, you know how like when it starts getting cold and outside and you're like, you wake up with like a sore throat, or at least I do here. It's so dry in Colorado that it's like, I just wake up with a sore throat, and it takes me like half the day for my throat to not be like dry. So that is the deal with Max. Thank you guys so much for just being here for me. I really, truly appreciate it. Let's see. What else do I have to tell you guys? My son, we had a birthday this week. My son turned 10, which is crazy. My kids are getting so old, you guys, like, which means I'm getting so old. If my kids are getting older, that means I'm getting older, which is crazy. Like even my daughter. So I have an 18-year-old, which is crazy. Like, when did that happen? And she actually, not to like put her business into the world, but I'm about to, she has a boyfriend now. It's her first boyfriend ever. And he's so cute. I think he's 19 and he's never had a girlfriend before. So they're just so cute. But it's just crazy. Like, I have a 18-year-old and she has a boyfriend. Like, what is life? You know, it's like, when did this happen? My husband's struggling a little bit with it. He's like, I don't think she is ready for all that. And it's like, she's literally an adult. Like, it's just funny. Like, you know, I don't know if you guys have kids, or like if you're older, or it's always hard, like your first child, like, you know, like her doing things that are like a first for us, you know what I mean? Because all my other kids are much younger than her. There's a huge age gap between her and my next oldest. So she's 18. My next oldest just turned 11 this summer. His birthday's in July. So there's like a 7-year age gap between my first and my second, and then they all just kind of came like rapid fire. So she, you know, she's kind of, it's kind of unfair to her, honestly, because she has to, everything that she goes through is like a first for us, because she, you know, is the oldest. So poor thing, just, you know, my husband's like, you can't have a boyfriend. And she's like a grown adult, but, he's okay with it, but it's hard on him. He had a really hard time just understanding like that she's a big kid now. She's no longer a baby, you know. And then we have a lot of little children. So we have my son who just turned 10. So we have an 11-year-old, we have a 10-year-old now, and then we have an 8-year-old. We have their birthday, like I start getting confused by their ages, to be honest with you. But we have an 8-year-old, we have a 6-year-old, we have a 4-year-old, and then we have an almost 2-year-old. She'll be 2 in November. And it's kind of crazy, actually, because our oldest daughter, our 18-year-old, she shares a birthday with my husband. They were born same day. They, you know, share a birthday. And then our youngest, I actually went into labor with her on my birthday. And she was born the day after my birthday. So it was kind of crazy because we almost had her on my birthday, which would have meant my oldest shared a birthday with my husband, and our youngest would have shared a birthday with me, which is kind of insane, like that would have happened. But she has a birthday after my birthday, and actually I think her birthday falls on Thanksgiving this year. So we were both November babies. And I think her birthday is going to be on Thanksgiving. So kind of crazy that we almost shared a birthday with our oldest and our youngest. So my son, yeah, he turned 10. It's just crazy that they're all getting so big and I'm getting so old. I'm getting so old. The other things that happened, let's see. Like I said, we had a pretty slow week, like nothing bad or, you know, well, it was good that he had his birthday. Like he had a great day. We got him a couple presents and then he got a watch that he's like having a lot of fun with. You can like play games on it and stuff. So he's been playing with that and he really likes that. And so he's had a lot of fun. The kids, of course, always have fun on birthdays because they get cake and ice cream. And we generally try to do like a special meal. So like, you know, whoever's birthday it is, they get to pick what they want for the meal. I'm trying to find this color and I can't find it. Where are you? Hold on a second, guys. I cannot talk. There it is. So we try to do like a special meal for them. So my 10-year-old picked wontons. And so my husband makes amazing wontons. So he made wontons from scratch. And then he also made like the crab ragoon type of wontons as well. So he made those for everybody yesterday. So we had a lot of food and it was yummy and it was fun. So he had a great day. And then the week was pretty slow besides that. Super excited. You guys, I have it on my channel. You may or may not have seen it, but I'm doing a cross stitch conversion. Let me grab you it. So I am doing this painting. Can you guys see that? Ooh, let me see. Let me make sure you can see. Yes. I am doing this painting as a cross stitch conversion, which basically means I have the cross stitch pattern right here. And I ordered a blank canvas and I ordered all the drills and I'm going to turn this into a diamond painting. So I'm really excited about it. And I ordered the canvas and the drills from Jada Gem Shop, Jade from Jada Gem Shop. I was able to order those this week. I just sent her in all the information. She was fabulous. And she will just work up the quote based off of what I need. So that was really easy. It just took her a little while because she's busy, obviously, which is no big deal. There's no hurry. So she sent me back the quote for that. And then I was able to order the drills and the canvas from her. And I don't know when that will arrive, but I'm excited. I got that ordered. So when it gets here, we'll do our, I did the first part of the video, which is just kind of walking you through how to get started. And so when that comes, I will do the second part of the video to kind of show you guys the drills. I do still need to order my specials from DP with Sparklers. So I will order those here soon to make sure that I have those. I want to relook one more time. Me and my husband looked at it and kind of picked the specials, but I want to just look one more time to make sure that that is like what we want, right? Because I would just want to make sure that I am picking the right thing. So we'll look at it one more time and then I need to order the specials and then I'm excited. Once that gets here, I'm excited. That's going to be a longer term project for me, but I'm really excited about it. So we'll get started on that. And it was much cheaper than I thought, you guys. When I calculated it myself, I thought it was going to be about $300. And that's just for like the canvas and the drills, but it wasn't. It was only, I think, $35 for the canvas, which was not bad. And then it was $90 for the drills that I would need. And so I think with shipping and everything, I think it came out to like $144. And then I will probably spend about $50 more on special drills for it. So it'll still end up being like $200. So it's still, you know, a more expensive project, but I'm okay with that. I thought it was going to be 300 to 400. And it's going to be a long term. Like, it's not one where I'm not going to finish. I generally finish 2 to 3 paintings a month. This isn't going to be one that I finish in a month or even 2 months. Like, I'm really going to take my time with it. And it's going to be a long-term project, like probably 6+ months before I will finish it. So I'm okay with that. Obviously it's not something that I would do all the time, but I'm excited. It's going to be, I'm going to take my time with it. I'm going to really enjoy it. And so I'm really excited. I got to order that this week. And when it comes in, like I said, we'll do a part 2 video, and I'll show you guys the drills that I got from Jade. And I'll show you the canvas. Well, the canvas will be blank, but I'll show it to you anyway. And then I'll show you like the specials and where I placed my specials and things like that. So I'm excited that I got that ordered. That was one I was waiting on. So I'm excited about that. And that's really all that we had going on this week. The farm has been slow, which again is good. The horses are doing great. They are kind of just back to normal, doing their thing. All the dogs are good. Cats are good. Kids are good. We had a good week in school. Nothing too crazy happening. Just, had a birthday, which was fun. My husband has been pretty busy with work, which has been great because we had such a mild summer. And he owns an HVAC company, so a mild summer isn't ideal when you do AC for a living. But I think he's been picking up a lot now that winter is approaching. And I think winter, honestly, it's kind of like reversed what you think that it would be, because normally you'd think, okay, AC, HVAC, summer, he's going to be busy. And it's almost like the opposite here, because our summers are generally pretty mild. They've never been this mild, but they're generally, it doesn't get super hot here. And so I think it's like he's almost busier in the winter, because you could kind of live without AC for the most part here, but it does get very cold. Like, you can't live without heat. So I think he's going to start getting busier as we start getting colder, because, like I said, you can go without AC, but it's really hard to go without heat. So hopefully he will pick up, he will be busy. We want him to be busy, right? I can't buy things if he's not busy. I actually don't. I use a lot of like my snake money to buy my fun things with. But I'm actually, and the reason why I've been able to purchase more is because we have rehomed and sold a lot of our snakes. I think we started this year probably with close to 70 snakes. I know you guys are like, ew. Yeah, but we probably started with close to like 70 snakes. And I'm down to, I have one set of babies. I think I have 6 babies right now. And they're not even old enough to try to sell or anything like that. They need to eat and shed and do all the things they need to do. But I am down to I think I'm down to only 5 snakes left. We really rehomed and sold a lot of our snakes. I just can't, one, it was just getting to be too much, right? That was a lot. It was a lot. It's a lot of care. They are very easy animals to take care of, like very easy. You just have to water and feed them, obviously. But it was getting to be like very full-blown business when it started more as like a hobby and fun. And I just don't have time for a full-fledged business. I just don't. My husband's not a snake guy. He's not, I've got a fly in here. He's not, into that, which is fine. But it just means that a lot of the care and things like that fall on me and my oldest. And with my oldest in school, she's in college now. She works as well. She has a boyfriend, she has things that she wants to do. It's a lot. It's a lot to take care of 60+ animals, it's not just easy if there's that many, like it is work. And I just don't have that type of time, especially with homeschooling the kids and them getting older. So homeschooling takes longer and it's just more involved because the kids are older. I just don't have time to do that anymore. And so I really wanted to keep like our favorites, our pets, and then I really needed to find homes and rehome the others. And so I've been doing that slowly over the last few months. And so now we've gotten down to like my 5. Okay, this gotta go. You gotta go. We have gotten down to just our couple kind of keepers. And so I have just the babies that I will sell once they're ready. And they're super cute. And then we will just have just our pets. So that will be good. That is definitely going to free up a lot of my time, which I really just needed to. I really just needed to focus on the kids. You know, they're getting bigger. I want to be with them and spend time with them outside of school. Obviously, I'm with them all the time, but I want to actually be with them. You know what I mean? Not just I'm teaching them, you know, I'm teacher and then I'm this and then I'm that. I want to just be mom and have the time to just be their mom. And so, you know, that was kind of my goal at the beginning of this year, is to really simplify, get rid of rehome animals that needed to be rehomed. You know, the horses aren't going anywhere, the dogs aren't going anywhere, but mainly just the snakes. I needed to really pare down the business and turn it back into a hobby and just fun for the family. And so that's what I've done. And so that's been good. We're kind of at the end of that at this point. I think I may have one more clutch coming, and then we're done for the year. And then obviously I rehomed most of them. So in the future, I may have one clutch a year, and maybe not even one. I might not have any. So we'll see. But I'm happy that I have been able to get that down, especially before winter, because this month, well, going into like October and like the beginning of November is the last couple of weeks that you can ship snakes safely, because most of the people who buy my snakes are all over the US. There are some that get them in Colorado, but for the most part, I ship them all over the US. So I need to be able, it has to be warm enough for me to safely ship them, because I'm not going to ship a snake if I think that there could be an issue, obviously. So, you know, this month going into November, maybe the beginning of November, is really the end of shipping. So I can't ship much later than that. So it's good that I've been able to get most of them rehomed before then. I'll get these babies rehomed before winter hits, and then I'll just have like my 4 or 5 keepers that I'm going into winter with. And that will be so much easier to handle and clean and take care of when you only have, you know, 5. So that's kind of that. And that's really, I mean, that's really it. We had a slow week, like I said, which I'm so thankful for. I needed a slow, boring week. I really did. We've had a couple weeks of chaos and sadness and stress, and I really needed a break from all of that. And so thankfully we got that break this week. And it was glorious. It was really nice to just have a week with nothing crazy going on. So I'm thankful for that. And I guess that's really all I have for you guys. We are just trucking along, doing all the things that we need to do. And so that's my updates for you. So thank you for hanging out with me. Before you go, if you hung out till the end, why don't we, you know what I would really like to know, if you guys don't mind sharing with me, is where are you guys from? I've had a couple people comment. I think like Jules and Lorraine from Our Crafty Home. I think they're in Canada. So if you guys are watching, hey, I think they're in Canada. I've had another wonderful lady. I think it's like DP. I can't remember her full name, but I believe she's from Canada. So we have a lot of Canada friends. I had someone comment that they were from France, which is pretty cool. But I would love to know like where you guys are from if you don't mind answering. So maybe leave that in the comments where you guys are located. You don't have to obviously give me like specifics, but just, you know, if you're in the US, what state you're in. I know Pam's DP Crafty Corner. She's in Texas. So hey girl, if you're watching, she's super sweet. You guys need to go check her out. So I think she's in Texas. So I would love to hear where you guys are from. Just, you know, if you're in the US, what state you're in. If you're not in the US, what country are you in? I think that's really cool. I would love to hear where everybody is from, where you're watching from. I think that's kind of fascinating. Like I said, I'm in Colorado. I think I'm in, don't trust me with directions. We will all get lost if you trust me, but I think we're East Colorado. So I would love to hear where you guys are from if you don't mind sharing. And I will leave you guys with that. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already and like the video on your way out. These are so cute, these glasses. And thank you for hanging out with me today. I will see you guys next week. We will do this weekly, so I will see you guys next week. And thanks for hanging out with me. Bye, guys.